You say
welcome, my good people, to the Trippin-N-The podcast, episode 14. I'm your host, Dice, of course, with my co-host, Mike, and we got a special guest today, Neat. This is our cousin, of course, We all
Big
basketball
cousin.
gurus over here, so we over here just talking Knicks, talking whole NBA. Big cousin.
That's
talking
right.
Knicks, talking the whole NBA, and just kind of checking the landscape of the league. So, Nick, let's start with your predictions. East, West, different ones, awards. Go ahead, right into it.
All right. So let's start with the East. I'm gonna go Celtics number 1, and then I'm gonna say Heat, Sixers, Nets, Bucks, Hawks, Raptors, Cavs, Bulls, and Knicks.
Okay. Oh wow, you got the Bucks 5th?
I got the Bucks 5th because I don't feel like I don't feel like what's his name is going to come back until at least 3 weeks into the season, and then he's going to have to get acclimated. So,
Chris Middleton.
Yeah, Middleton. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
5th? Okay.
And who?
Yeah, it's on record now.
That's right.
That's on record.
It's on record. Bucks 5th, and I'm
Okay.
standing strong with that. Standing
All
strong
right.
with that.
Let's see your West.
I like that.
All right, my West, Golden State, the Nuggets, Grizzlies, Mavs, Clippers, Suns, Pelicans, Lakers, Timberwolves, and Utah.
You got Timberwolves that low?
I got Timberwolves that low.
9th?
I got Timberwolves that low, only because I feel like it's gonna take a while before Gobert and Towns really get acclimated. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big change on their side, and they lost that went to the Lakers. That's going to be a big adjustment too, because I felt like he's the one that won some games with his heart alone.
Pat Bev.
So I don't know if his heart is going to transfer. So I think they're gonna make some noise, just like I think the Pelicans are gonna make some noise. But I think it's going to take a while. While a lot of the other teams in the West really didn't make too many big moves, so that core is going to still be there. Denver might be a long shot, but they add in so much more talent, and they were 4th last year, I think. I can see them moving up just if their talent stays healthy. I'm good with that.
I'm not mad at that. Actually.
Jazz being a play-in, that ain't gonna happen. That's already an L rate for you. Like that's
you ain't. Did you put Portland?
No, he didn't put Portland. He didn't put the Kings. He put the Jazz. What's done is done. Now let's hear your words. Let's hear your words.
All right, so I'm gonna start with the MVP. So for the MVP, I'm gonna go Embiid and Doncic. I couldn't really determine which one. I feel like it's going to be Embiid because I feel like he's going to be consistent again, and they're going to give it to him. But I feel like Doncic's going to turn a corner. Like he got a little taste of success in the playoffs. I really believe that he thinks he's the best player in the league. I feel like he's going to turn a corner and he's going to dominate. And I feel like he has to because they didn't really make enough impactful moves for him not to be great.
That's
and
great.
I think he realized that he's going to come back in shape. And he's gonna definitely have a shot at it. 6th man, I'm gonna go Poole or Woods from Mavericks. Right. The reason why I say Poole is because once everything gets settled, I feel like he's gonna move into that 6-man role. And I feel like he got his contract, but he still got something to prove. And I feel like his swag is gonna be on 1,000. And Woods, I feel like if I'm right about Doncic being the MVP, Woods is going to be a big part of that off the bench.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Yep.
Kind of surprising that they got him off the bench.
Yeah, that's the only thing, right? That's why I couldn't really say him because I feel like they're going to move him into the starting lineup at some point.
Eventually, yeah.
Their bench, though, if you look at it, they need a little punch off of there, So it could work that way too, like him playing the 4th quarters, but being on the bench and starting with the 5 that they're really comfortable with. But I know he's going to make an impact. He's going to score. He's going to score enough to definitely be in the conversation.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely. Most improved, Barnes and Wiseman. Right now, Wiseman, I feel like he already got a heads up. Right, he didn't play. He ain't got far to go. And from the preseason, I feel like he. What I noticed more than anything is that he's confident. You know what I'm saying? Like he has real moves down low. He's feeling strong. He's bullying people. He's gonna score if he doesn't get hurt again. He's gonna score at least 17 a game. He might be like 17 and 7. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be enough for most improved from nothing. You know what I mean? And Barnes, I think Barnes is on another level. Like I don't know. I knew Barnes was going to win Rookie of the Year, right? No, I don't think anybody picked him. I think everybody was picking Mobley. They was picking Green. I knew he was going to win. He reminds me of a young Barkley, but taller, more athletic, and just as mean on the low, you know? So he's going to make a big step. In preseason, he seemed a little like he didn't really know where he was at, but I think as things progress, his defense is going to be crazy. And he's gonna shock some people because I really see Charles Barkley in him. I don't know if other people. I haven't heard anybody make that comparison, but he just reminds me of a taller, more athletic Barkley.
Let me ask you this:
I seen him do a move this preseason and get to the rack with the handle, and I was like, "Oh, his handle's nice now."
Yo, and I saw they showed a couple pickup games. I saw that too. Balling them. Like it was like against all the second year people, he was bully balling them. Like
I saw that, yeah.
The only problem that's in Toronto because they have so many vets, he may try to take a back seat. But I think talent wise, he is going to be exceptional. More than Mobley. And I think Mobley had a shot to be really good. But I feel like Barnes, he has the defense, he has the full package. You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing missing from his game. So I think he got a good shot at being most improved as well. Let me say, Rookie of the Year, I'm gonna go Panchero. I just think, I watch the rookies a lot, more than I usually do. And I don't, Ivy, I feel like Ivy needs a year. I feel like he might have talent, but I think he needs a year. What's the other guy's name? There's another one. The other one that might be sneaky is Keegan Murray. Right?
Yeah.
He's going to get some run in Sacramento.
He's a baller.
And he's nice. So I could throw him in there, but I feel like the reason why I'm going with Panchero is because he's going to play all the minutes right off the jump. I feel like Keegan Murray is going to work his way into it, and he definitely is going to have a shot. But, I think the safe bet is going to be Panchero. And defensive player, I'm going to go Gobert because I feel like he's going to do nothing but play D, right? He's going to sit back. He's not going to look to try to score like he did before. He's going to sit back there. He's going to block every shot. He's going to help off of Towns now, and it's going to be, he's going to dominate on the defensive end, especially in the West, because it's no one out there. Like other than Joker, and maybe Davis if he can, stay healthy. But other than that, who's he really fighting against? You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this. You got Gobert winning defensive, but you got Minnesota being ninth.
Yeah, because I feel like the defense I feel like he's going to be the only one playing defense, right? Because I feel like their defensive presence really came from, what was his name? I can't remember his name.
Patrick Beverly.
From Beverly. I feel like that presence was more him than the team, right?
Okay.
Gobert's going to play D. That's all he's going to do, right? So he's going to be the front runner for defensive player of the year. Because if regardless of the offense, he's going to play D.
Right.
Is the team going to play D? Absolutely not. Because I don't feel like, other than Edwards, but Edwards, I think he's going to try to focus on that jump offensively. So I think he has potential to play good D. But if you look at that team, their defensive players are on the bench. Prince, it's another. I don't feel like they're going to be great defensively or offensively.
You know who they got that was real sneaky? They got Kyle Anderson from the Grizzlies.
Right.
Very sneaky move, defensively,
and
especially.
I think he's going to stabilize him, right? But the problem is, what made them good last year is that they played cocky, right? Anderson is exactly the opposite, right? They need that those players that they have on their team, they need to be fired up. If Towns is not
Right.
fired up, he's soft. You know, he's the opposite of what he needs to be. Same for Russell. You know what I mean? Edwards, I feel like he's gonna bring the pop that thing, but he's gonna really have to score. You know, so he's not gonna play the D that he probably is capable of.
Right.
But I feel like as the year progresses and as you know, Towns, I feel like is going to dominate at power. It's nobody that's going to be able to stop him at power. Nobody, and I feel like he's going to dominate. So you know, I feel like towards the end of the year they're going to pull it together. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to beat the Lakers into the playoffs. Like I think they're going to get in.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I feel
And
like
that play in to get to the
I don't
eighth
feel like
spot.
they're going to be good out the gate.
Okay.
And your 6-man, you said 6-man, and you said MVP.
You said Pooler.
Yeah. My MVP, I got Embiid and Doncic. I'm gonna lean towards. I really feel like it's gonna be Doncic. I just feel like.
Yeah, pick one.
I'm gonna go with him. I feel like
Okay.
Embiid is gonna be so steady that he's gonna be in a conversation, and I can't see him coming two again. But
Okay.
I feel like if I'm right, he's gonna turn a corner and he's gonna be the best player in the league.
All right. What's your finals prediction?
I'm gonna go Warriors and Bucks. And the reason why I say that is because honestly, the Bucks took the Celtics, who were clearly the front runners out of every other team, to 7 without
Middleton.
Chris
Middleton.
Without Middleton, right? With Middleton, and they're gonna be so locked in. I feel like especially with Boston, you know, losing their coach. I feel like they're going to take a step back a little bit defensively, and I feel like the Bucks is going to outlast them at the end. I don't feel like the Nets is going to get in because I just don't feel like nothing's changed, right? I feel like offensively they're going to be good, probably better than good, because I feel like Kyrie has something to choose, but their coaching is not right for that team. You know, they need someone to keep them fired up and keep, you know, be in their ear. And
Steve Nash not going to do it.
Exactly the opposite of that. He plays like he's Phil Jackson, and you're not Phil Jackson. Like, you're not motivating them. You're being their friend, and you're not coaching. And they need to be coached because it's no clear leader in the Nets. You know, all of them are not. No one's going to step up and be a leader. KD, I don't feel like he can play that role, especially when it comes to Kyrie. And Kyrie, nobody's going to really listen to him too tough. So he's not going to be able to be a leader, you know, and that's going to hurt them.
Yeah,
all right.
I like that. Yeah.
All right. So
all right, Mike, what we got? What we got for you?
I'm going to go on the prediction. So I got Boston in the East. I'm going over the East first. So Boston Heat, Bucks, Nets, Sixers, Hawks, Cavs, Bulls, Raptors, Knicks is my 10.
Okay.
That's interesting. We got the same 10 in a different order.
Yeah. I got that as a 10. For the West, I got the Warriors, Suns, Clippers, Nuggets, Mavs, Wolves, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Lakers, and Portland as my 10 making it out West. Defensive player of the year, I'm going to go with Marcus Smart.
Again.
Yeah, I just think the way he's been playing, and that particular defense, his style of play is always going to bring defense. So I think he's going to win it. I think Gobert is going to have to find his role a little bit in Minnesota. So it's going to take a while to really dominate. And I think he's going to get off to a good start. I think Marcus Smart is going to continue where he left off.
So the only thing I say about Smart is that he's going to lose minutes, right? He's going to lose major minutes to Brogdon. You know what I mean?
So I feel like that's a point.
What I kind of seen today, looks like they can play a little bit together, and Marcus Smart's going to play in the clutch in the fourth quarter and probably guard the best person on the team, and that's what's going to get him noticed for that defensive player of the year.
I can see that.
I see him drop on bigs. He can go on points, 2 guards, and he's always going to bring that effort. So I think he's going to still end up winning that again.
So you didn't have the Lakers making.
Yeah, I had the Lakers as 9th, And I had Portland 10th in the West.
Portland 10th. And you had, who was before Lakers? You had the Kings.
I had the Kings before Lakers.
I mean, I could see the Kings making it instead of the Jazz. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I put the Kings.
Portland, I feel like.
I put them 10th. I don't really love their team.
Me neither.
Out of the rest of the teams in the, in the bottom of the West, I think they're the best out of the worst, if that makes sense. Like, I don't really love the Jazz. I think Houston is years away. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I just kind of put Portland there because I just think that they still got like winning players, and I think eventually they'll get 10th.
I think the problem with Portland is exactly the opposite of the Nets. I think Portland needs to play freer, right? But their coach is all about defense. And I feel like that's hurting them offensively, right? They have players on there. They have, Grant is only good if you run him. He's not in the box. He's not gonna shoot a consistent amount of mid-range jump shots. If they run though, they got shooters and they got wings now that can play, but I feel like they're going to be coached exactly the opposite. You know what I mean? They're going to be coached to slow down and play D, and I think that's going to hurt them in the West because it's going to be some teams.
I think they'll win enough to get the 10th. You know what I mean? I think they won enough in the West to get the 10th. The defensive player, I put Marcus Smart. Most improved player, I put Jalen Bronson. Reason being, he was actually bench half of the year last year. He's coming back this year. He's going to get more minutes with the Knicks. I think he's going to be one of our leading scorers. And if they do make it in, I think he'll get enough, out and around the league as being the fourth-time starter for the first time. And I think that'll push him over the edge to actually win the most improved player. So I'm going to give it to Jalen Bronson.
Okay, I like that.
My MVP is going to throw y'all off a little bit. I wanted to do something a little different. I'm going to go with Zion Williamson. I think he's going to be healthy. I think the Kings is going to make the playoffs. I think once he's healthy and in shape, he's still find a way to dominate. I can see him averaging a good 28 and 10 this year or something like that. Playoff run, especially where they came from last year, just making the play in. If they make like a 6-7 seed, he put up those dominating numbers. You know how much they love Zion anyway. So if he gets healthy and put up some dominating numbers, I think that they'll give it to him just to boost that image of his and boost the Pelicans. So I'm gonna go with Zion.
I think the biggest thing is he hasn't adjusted his game for his size. And me and you talked about that when he first came out. I feel like he's not gonna make because he jumps too hard. He falls too hard down from his jump.
And health is gonna be a big thing. I mean,
and he hasn't adjusted his game. I was watching him in preseason. He still got that. He got too much bounce. Like he's still jumping too hard. And I just don't see him playing all the games.
That's the thing. I mean,
that's going to be a big
I could have easily went with Luka or Embiid, one of them easy picks. I just wanted to outside the box thinking. I do think if he's healthy,
if he stay healthy though, I mean, the year he played, he averaged 27. So
I think he's in that conversation if he stay healthy. So
I think he's definitely going to be in the conversation.
Yeah,
if he stay healthy, which I don't believe he's going to.
I think in that conversation, and I think just from how much they want to boost Zion. They really want the NBA. I mean, really wants to make Zion that next guy. If he stay healthy, put up those numbers, and they make the playoffs, I think that they'll vote him in. That's how I'm looking at it. My rookie, I'm outside the box too. I didn't want to go with, the regular pick of Orlando's, first round pick, Pablo. I wanted to go with somebody different. So I'm gonna go with Benedict Mathurin from the Indiana Pacers. I've seen him play.
He's a beast.
Several times. He can play. And I think he's going to get the minutes. I think they're going to be a tanking team. I think Buddy Hill is going to eventually go to the bench. He's going to start. I think they're going to kind of run the offense through him a little bit more. He's going to get enough playing time and burn, especially for the second half of the year, where he's going to put up enough points where he's going to end up, I think, beating out every other rookie. So I'm going to go with him as another kind of different pick. I wanted to do something a little different and spicy for this. So I'm gonna go with him. As far as my sixth man of the year, it's gonna go to Tyler Hero. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they want a star that's a certain tone. You know what I mean? And I think that he's gonna his money. He's gonna have something to prove. He's gonna want to come in here and show that he's just as good or better than the other players, like he was saying. And I think he's gonna put up. I think he's gonna stay healthy this year too. I think he's gonna put up enough numbers to end up winning six man.
But the problem with him is he's starting right now. They have him as a starter.
They really? Because last game I seen he wasn't starting. He was coming off the bench.
Yeah, the lineup that I saw, he's starting.
No, well, if he's starting,
who was starting in his place last year?
Huh?
Who was starting at the 2? Strauss?
Strauss was starting.
He's starting over Strauss.
Time I seen Strauss
just got that big contract.
Heroes the sixth man.
Going to the bench.
Well, if he
he might be right. I can't see 32 mil off the bench.
He ain't coming off the bench over Strauss.
If he
is coming off the bench, sixth man. From last time I heard, he was still their sixth man. You know, I go with him. If not, I go with Cool. If it's not Hero, as sixth man.
And another reason why I don't think he's going to come off the bench is because they going to have, if Oladipo is healthy, they don't need him off the bench anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, Strauss is going to give you the same thing off the bench as he gives you in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Hero, on the other hand, can give you.
I think they had Hero off the bench just because they just want buckets off the bench. I think he was good enough to play over Strauss last year. Honestly, you know, before the movie or whatever the case, he was always better than Strauss. So I don't think they're starting Strauss because they think Strauss is better. I just think they just wanted Hero's buckets off the bench. Now I don't know if that philosophy may change for them because of the money. I'm just going off of.
Make sure you mark that one down because that one is definitely going to be on the other end of the.
Well, if it ain't Hero, I'm going with two. I'm picking two people like you do.
You don't need to stick to one.
As far as
this one a technicality though, because if we don't know if he's starting, so
we don't. I don't. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. As far as the finals, I wanted to go something different too. I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia 76ers. All right. I wanted to switch it up from the normal teams. I think Harden got something to prove. And I think finally with Embiid and him and Maxey, I think it's taking a step up. And I'm getting Tucker. I think they got a little bit more toughness. I think they got some playoff experience and savvy. I think they're going to end up putting it together. I think Harden finally is going to get to a final game and get over that hoop. I think it's a bit of a long shot for that too, but I didn't want to go with the norm, so I'm gonna take a shot at the Sixers. And the West, of course, I would easily go with the Warriors because that's the easy pick. I'm gonna throw a curveball again. I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Bro, I got the same finals.
Wow.
I got Sixers Clippers in the finals. Sorry for the spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind. That's crazy.
Yeah, I wanted to go different. I mean, I think Wall is going to stay healthy and bring that element.
Mm-hmm.
I think that team is going to click. I already think they got a good team. I think Kawhi stays healthy this year. I think they got enough wins, enough scoring to last with the Warriors. I think that whole Draymond thing is going to throw a little wrench into the Warriors a little bit as far as the chemistry. And I think it's going to find a way to get it done finally this year. So I guess we got the same thoughts.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad.
Nah, no plan.
I wouldn't be mad.
The Sixers and Clippers.
I wouldn't be mad at that. The only problem I see with the Clippers is that they haven't had a chance to play together, right? And I don't think George and what's the name have figured out how they maximize their talent, right? Because I think that's going to be a problem, right? Yeah. They haven't really figured it out, and they haven't had the time to figure it out. So I feel like they're definitely going to be a much improved team. But I just feel like in order for them to win, those two guys have to play at their 100% best
I just
and
I kind of look at it like I think they're a deep team for one.
They super deep.
super deep.
I think in a playoff basketball, especially, like you seen what Paul George went on by itself. You know what I'm saying? The playoff basketball, I think it's a little. You gotta have people who could just buckets. Like you're pleased with the same ways to do regular seasons. You gotta get bucket getters, and I think they have them. I think they got enough to match those states. Just people who get buckets. You got Morris off the bench. You got Wall now. You got PG. You got people who can just score. And I think that's what you need to do with the Warriors. You can't have any weak links. You got to have people who can also play defense. Like Kawhi and Paul George are both healthy. Their defensive team will put pressure on Wiggins and put pressure on Clay. Curry gonna get his regardless. But those two have to work to score against those guys. You got Morris off the bench to bring. You got Wall to bring a little speed, healthy,
and they're going to be tough. I think that's going to be the thing. I think
they got the best coach in the NBA.
Yeah,
right. I don't know about that. I think he's a tough-minded coach.
He's up there.
Yeah, he's up
top
there.
five.
The only reason I can't go against the Warriors because they showed me something in the finals. Like the
Warriors is the easy pick.
They outpoised them more than they outplayed them. They outpoised them.
But see, they was playing Boston against a team that didn't have any finals experience.
Yeah,
Kawhi been there. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be scared of that moment when that time comes. You seen,
but he's not. You're not one player's not going to beat the Warriors by himself.
Well, he went to the Raptors and beat them damn near by himself, bro. Kawhi when he was with the Raptors.
Yeah, that's true. But that's true.
When he's on his game,
the Warriors broke up though.
He's nice.
I know. I'm saying when he's on his game, he's on his game. And Paul George, his problem was playoffs, how he performed. And last year he showed
Last year he became playoff P.
Yeah, I can do this here too.
That's why I think it's going to hurt them because he dominated the playoffs. Like he almost won by himself, like with that team. And now he's saying in the news, "Oh, I'm gonna take a backseat to Kyrie." To this guy, this is his team. And if he takes that approach and doesn't play that type of ball, they don't have enough.
I think if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, that means that it clicked.
Exactly.
Obviously, they got to pass the Warriors, in my opinion, to get to the finals.
Yeah,
they make it all the way there and they get past the Warriors. And that means that they're clicking, and they got it figured out at that point. And
if I was the Clippers, I would ride Paul George all the way there.
Right.
I'm saying if they got it figured out, they got enough to beat the Warriors.
Right.
Chemistry issues. They got enough. It's just a matter of them putting it together.
Right.
I like Tyronn Lue to figure that out. You know what I mean? With all the talent that he has, and I think they're going to make a trade. I think. To add a little bit more before the end of the year too. I think they got enough capability because you got other players that they can dangle to get another guy too. The Warriors.
I can see them shoring up a couple positions. I can see Utah selling a little bit more. And trying to I can see Utah selling a little bit more, and they picking up a player that pushes them over the top on the offensive side because that's where I feel like they're gonna need more, right? I don't believe in Wall, right? Yet, even though he's shown he can still ball, he's just something's missing for me. So I don't feel like he's gonna be consistent.
I don't think he has to be the man. I just think he has to be the contributor. And I think he's more than capable of contributing.
And I think that's his problem is his consistency. He's gonna give you 25 one night and 8 another night. Like I feel like
I think I got Wall getting you 12 every night. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? If he's
John Wall gonna give you 12.
Well, I don't see him being like 4-point nights. Like
I just think the Clippers got a luxurious team. I mean, you got Reggie Jackson, John Wall, Norman Powell, Covington, Kennard, man, like bro.
They got
Morris,
Kawhi,
Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, like
Morris.
Like that team is stupid deep, bro. Like
I think the biggest thing with the Warriors, if I was the Clippers coach, they would be the nastiest team in the league. If they played like that, they can't lose, right? Because physically, they are going to be able to bully people if they want, but they don't have bullies.
Morris.
Right, other than Morris.
Morris
but they need to play bully ball in
they
order
need a bully in the starting lineup.
Yeah, because I just don't feel like they can out-poise anybody.
We get the Bucks predictions. Let's be clear. The easy pick is the Warriors and the Bucks or the Warriors in Boston again. That's the easy pick. These things got to break right for this to happen. I'm well aware of that. But I think it's possible. Of all the things that I said that happened, I think all of that is possible to happen.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead to you. What you think?
All right, so with my predictions, I got Boston 1, I got the Bucks 2, I got the Sixers 3, I got the Hawks 4, I got the Nets 5, the Cavs 6, the Heat 7, the Raptors 8, the Knicks 9, and I got Chicago 10. I just think Chicago ain't gonna do it this year. So for the West, I got the Clippers 1. I got the Nuggets 2. I got the Warriors 3. This one gonna be kind of surprising. I got New Orleans 4. I got the Suns 5, the Grizzlies 6. I got the Wolves 7, the Mavs 8, the Lakers 9, and I got the Blazers 10. And so just speeding through that, I got a surprise MVP, Jason Tatum. I just think he gonna go crazy this year. He's been in the finals. You know what I mean? He felt the loss.
Hey,
he got a little taste of it.
Jason Tatum averaged like 25 last year. It was the All-Star. What are you gonna get 30 to be most improved player?
No, he said he has him as the MVP.
MVP.
I got him as the MVP.
Oh, I'm about to say what the fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can definitely do it. The problem is, in order for him to be the MVP, he has to. I feel like he has to outshine
Brown.
Brown. And I feel like, honestly, Brown is the more aggressive player. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so crazy. I had Tatum first written down, and then I wanted to go with Zion. But originally, I actually put Tatum on there.
I think Tatum gonna be a bucket this year.
Especially watching this game, he definitely has the confidence to do it.
He's gotten better just watching the game.
Him dominating KD made him realize how good he was.
Yeah,
because he dominated him. Like, he didn't play him like he played him like he was old. You know what I mean? Right. And I feel like that gave him a little bit of confidence.
I actually went to that Nets game in Brooklyn, game 3, cooking the Rats.
Cooking them.
Killing them.
But then what I see is Brown has the fire consistently.
Yeah, that's true. I told you that too in the finals, Mike.
And in order for him to win MVP, he has to outshine Brown. And I feel like it's going to be weeks. Brown's going to win Player of the Week. Like, it's going to be back and forth so much that it's going to be hard to separate them two. But he definitely got the talent. 100%.
Yeah, I just think he's going to take a step. I think they're going to realize that's why they lost. Like, somebody got to be the number one guy. And I know Tatum had the injury and Brown had to kind of do a little more than usual. But I think this year they're going to solidify, okay, Tatum, then Brown. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to be to the point where Tatum averaging 28, 29 a game. You know what I mean? So I got Rookie of the Year. I'm going Banchero. I just think he's head and shoulders above these guys. I thought about Mathurin. I did because I like that guy. But I just think Banchero he's just coming into the NBA going to dominate.
I'm going favorite to win it.
Yeah, he's number one. He's going to get the shine. He's going to get the playing time.
He's the favorite to win it for sure.
Indiana.
He's going to get the minutes.
You know what I'm saying?
He's going to get the shots.
He's good. And he's good.
Very good.
He's really good. Yeah. He's my favorite. Sure.
Yeah.
So for most improved, I got Tyrese Maxey. I really like that guy, and I just text you this too earlier. I was like, I'm sorry for saying Quickly was close to that guy. He's not in that guy's world. Like he Quickly is not, because they get compared, and so yeah, that's not close.
He's not that guy.
It'd be hard for him to get most improved because he had a hell of a year last year.
He did,
right?
He did.
So how, like, what is most improved? Like, he's gonna have to like be the.
I think James is going to take a
team.
step back a little bit and realize, like, okay, I can still get 20, but like this young cat right here could ride us. I could ride him to the playoffs, and once we get to the playoffs, that's how I'm gonna get us over to the top, to the finals. I think James is going to learn that this year. He hasn't done it before, but I just think he's going to approach the game this year a little differently, and I think he's going to kind of give that to Maxey. And Embiid is going to be an Embiid.
Like, so if he averaged 25, do you think he gets most improved?
Oh, yeah. Especially if they 1 or 2 or 3 in the East. Yeah.
25.
But what did he average last year? 17, 18?
Something like that, yeah.
It was like 16-ish.
Yeah. I mean, I that's the problem. I felt like he was in the running last year, I felt like. And I feel like the jump has to be so significant for him to get another look, as opposed to some of these other guys that are going to come in that didn't have the year last year and gonna show out. He's going to have to have he's going to have to have a 25, 30, 5, 10, 30-point games in order to get that, because he was so consistent last year and he got so much shine. Like, people were talking about him like he should have been to play the most improved last year. So I feel
it was kind of weird that they gave it to Ja Morant last year.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But
I had to give him something.
Yeah. And again, I think Ja Morant
I gave the Brunson, because Brunson wasn't a starter. He was actually coming off the bench half the year. So I just think him being a starter alone and doing it in New York, I think if he plays well, which I expect him to,
yeah,
I could see him getting it.
And it's the same problem with him, though. I felt like his year last year was so good, right?
Yeah, but if you look at his points, he only averaged regular season anyway.
His playoffs was crazy. Like, his regular season was like okay.
Yeah, like 15, 16 a game. That's all he did. I think he's putting up at least close to 20 with the Knicks.
Yeah.
20.
I think he's putting up 20. I don't think that's going to get him over the hump.
But you're looking at him as a starter. So, like last year, he was only a starter half of the year. So, player.
In order for him to win, though, I feel like the Knicks got to win, right? I feel like he's going to average 20 and better. I feel like that.
Yeah.
They have a team where he's set up to do that, because I don't feel like anybody is a dominant scorer on the Knicks. I feel like everybody's
player.
You know what I'm saying? And the problem with that is he going to do enough to win? So we all got the Knicks around 9, 10. Do you win most improved if your team don't make the playoffs and you average 4
that's playoff.
You average in the regular season?
Depending on what they do in the play-in, that's an opportunity to make the playoffs. And I also think playing well in New York helps.
Oh yeah.
Like,
we gonna love him out
here. That made the All-Star team and won the most improved player. He averaged like 23 that year. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that New York will give you that extra boost.
Yeah.
And here will get you that notice to a point, like you see with Jalen Bronson today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think that alone is going to give him more shine than a lot of people would if he performed here as a point guard.
Yeah. His demeanor has to change too, though, because he's gonna get 20, right? But he's gonna get it so humble. That are people really gonna watch him like that? Like, I'm watching him in these preseason games. He barely gets hyped. You know what I mean? He's a humble.
That dude does not change his face at all.
No, he's very stone faced.
But
the thing I will say about him is he got a lot of respect from his peers.
Yeah.
He got a lot of respect.
Everybody in the league says
he reminds me of Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, he got a lot of respect from the media. Right? The media is.
That's a good comparison. Chauncey Billups.
He reminds me of Chauncey. Yeah, and I feel like he have that curve, because Chauncey took a while to be good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I feel like Brunson has that same curve. The problem in New York is that I feel like Barrett is gonna take a step right? And he's going to steal a lot of that fire. If he takes a step like he's supposed to, and he becomes that first, because I think he needs to be the top scorer. Like he needs to average 25, 26. And I feel like he's the only one there that can do that. That a lot of the publicity, a lot of that is going to go to him and not Brunson, and because of Brunson's demeanor.
Well, I'll tell you, if RJ averaged anywhere near 26, he won the most player. That's his award.
Yeah, I think RJ going to average 23 a night this year.
Yeah, I think I
just
feel
on
like
the
he's a little
record.
less than that. I feel like he's going to be 20 because he's going to have high assist nights.
I just look at it as RJ's always disrespected for whatever. He doesn't get the respect of the media,
right?
Or a lot of fans or whatever. So Bronson is respected already, and they do the voting. And if they see him perform well here, I think that'll push him over.
Yeah,
but
only if the Knicks win. The Knicks, nobody cares if the Knicks is good. The Knicks are either you win or you're nothing.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like they will blast the whole pickup of Bronson.
I think if
they losing 8 in a row.
if they make 8 or 9th seed, and make the play in, and he makes some noise and play well, I can see him getting it. But go ahead,
I thought about Brunson for most. About to get to that. I thought about Brunson for the most improved, but it's kind of like what Neek's saying. Like, I don't think we're gonna win enough games, and that's kind of like what I was saying with Gobert when Neek said with the Wolves being 9th for Gobert winning defensive. I'm just like, I don't think they're gonna win enough games for that to happen. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like the same thing with Brunson. Like, Brunson, bro, you play with Luka. It's way different over here. RJ's gonna miss open threes. Luka doesn't. Like, you know what I mean? It's different over here. Like, and I think he gonna realize that like early, like tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, so but
I have to think tomorrow he's gonna go off and not match John necessarily, but I think he'll get you 25, 26 tomorrow.
Yeah. The only problem though, I'm gonna tell you the biggest problem the Knicks is gonna have is Julius Randle, right? Because I don't feel like he is prepared to take a full third role at a third like a reserved role with the Knicks. He's gonna have those nights. He's still gonna handle the ball. They have ball handlers now, right? Real ball handlers. It's no reason he should be bringing the ball up, unless it's off a rebound. They shouldn't be throwing the ball to him to bring it up, but he's still calling for it. He's still like, yo,
right.
And that's gonna be the problem. Like, if he plays a Draymond Green role and fills the stats up like he can, the Knicks got a shot. But if his ego gets in the way and he still wants to be the player he was when he got there, where he was bringing the ball up and he was leading the offense, it's not gonna work because I feel like Brunson is the best, which he didn't get to do with Luka when he has the ball. He's going to collapse the defense every time. He's going to make the right pass every time. But is he going to have the ball enough to do that?
Yeah, I'm not honestly from the preseason games I watch. I'm not worried about Bronson getting his touches. Like, that's one thing I'm not. I think he's going to find a way to get his. You know what I mean? Randall's been playing pretty humble actually this preseason. So, I mean, we got to see what happens in the regular season. I don't know. But I think Bronson's going to get more than enough touches to do what he got.
He's going to get the touches, but I feel like he's going to pass, right? That's why I don't think he's going to get over 20, because he's going to have games where he has 12 assists and 17 points, 15 points, right? Because he's going to let these other guys shine. He has no problem with that. And I think he's going to have more of those games than the over 20 games. Most
improved player numbers right there, baby. If he get those numbers, he's still most improved. 17 and 12. 26.
He ain't going to get 12, though. Like,
I mean, you just said that. I'm saying if that happens.
I say he's going to have games like that. He's going to average. I give him 20 and 6, 6.5, right? And those are respectable numbers.
Yeah.
If they win. If they end up 10th, or if they have a streak of them getting crushed, which is possible.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going to go – I'm trying to think of a team in the East that's like hasn't made improvements, right?
Hornets.
Right, but the Hornets was nice. You know what I mean? So,
they lost Bridges.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Again, the Hornets
Yeah,
gonna
they
win
cooked without
just
Bridges.
running. Yeah.
Without Bridges, they cooked.
But isn't he still on the team? He's just a reserve free agent, right?
No, from that whole case that he had, he's on the team, but they can't do anything with him until
no basketball players go to jail for domestic violence.
It's not even that. It's negative publicity.
Right. Until the case is gone, no basketball players go to jail for domestic violence. Period.
I don't think he's going to jail. We'll see.
So at some point, that case is going to go away. That stigmatism is going to get off of him a little bit. He was already playing off the bench. He's going to start. He got to play good to get that contract. I don't see him tanking. Like, I feel like once the case is gone, he's gonna demand some. He's gonna play good because he has to get that money. Like, he ain't no choice.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So for six man, I got Jordan Poole. I just think he's gonna be a baller this year. Got the bag. And he really, if it wasn't for a Hall of Famer in front of him, he'll be a starter. So, I think that's pretty easy. And defensive player of the year, I'm going Kawhi Leonard. I think he's gonna come back with a vengeance. I think
that's a great pick. I ain't gonna lie, that's a great pick.
I just think I seen him. His body look in shape. He look right. You know what I mean? I just think he's gonna be ready this year. I think the Clippers, that's why I got them number 1 seed for the West. And I think Kawhi gonna hold it down.
That's a great pick. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing with that is that he's going to be playing on a team of great defensive players also, right? Is he going to be enough? Is he going to shine enough for people to notice how much D he's playing? I'm going to be honest. I never noticed how good Gobert was.
On the best player at the end of games.
Right.
Is it Kawhi or Paul George? Who would you
exactly. And that's where I feel like the Clippers got to figure it out.
I mean, I'm picking Kawhi.
Of course.
Yeah, Paul George is a defender.
Yeah.
Right.
Paul George is a defender too, though.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Right. Exactly. That's why defensive player of the year is going to be hard because Paul George is going to ball. Like George is going to play great D. They're going to have some people that play some good D. And I don't know. The biggest thing with Kawhi is he confident enough to be the man, right? In Toronto, they forced him to be the man.
Kawhi?
Yeah.
I think Kawhi confident enough to be the man.
Yeah, a robot, man. He has no problem with none of that when the time comes. If he's healthy, Kawhi ain't scared of none of that, bro. Like I don't see him.
That dude is a silent.
I don't see him like
he's fundamentally. I mean, the overall package, it's nothing he can't do.
I mean, honestly,
except I don't feel like he can shoot the three.
He's a big reason why the Spurs beat the Heat.
But again, he was playing second, right? He was playing second behind Duncan when he shouldn't have been, because Duncan was at the end of his career, and
he was the reason why they won.
Second.
Let's be real. Kawhi is the reason why they won that.
Of course, by far.
But I think when he went to Toronto,
how good Kawhi was.
I think when he got to Toronto, where he actually won it, and he looked around and was like, "Oh, there's no one even close to as good as me. I'm the guy."
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, and let's not forget, but when he got hurt in the playoffs, he was the guy. He was smoking the Nuggets. So,
But even when he was doing it, he didn't seem comfortable. Like at the end of the games, I seen him at the end of the games dominate. Like he couldn't get stopped, and then he started passing. Like it's like he felt guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta give Paul George some run. But he was dominating to the point where I was like, he's gonna score 50, and then all of a sudden he stopped shooting. He started giving the ball up, and that's his problem. He has to be okay with dominating games and dropping 50 if nobody can stop him.
I'll tell you what, if he's healthy and he's going against the Warriors, that's why I picked the Clippers. I'm assuming everybody healthy. If he's healthy and they made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals,
I'm putting him on Curry.
I'm putting him on whoever, and I don't think nobody on that team can stop him.
Because if you put him on Curry and you put Paul George on Clay, it's curtains.
Yeah, again, but
That's it.
again, I think what happens with the Warriors again is that people sleep on how good Curry is. Curry is an assassin.
No, Curry's a great, but I'll tell you what, Clay don't look the same to me.
No, he didn't look the same last year. But again, they don't need him. They need him to hit open shots and be aggressive because they have so much depth. They got Poole, they got Wiseman, they got Moody, they got all of these guys that have so much potential that Clay needs to be 20-point Clay, not 35 Clay, and they still win.
I don't know if Paul George on Clay. I mean, I got to watch Clay again. He was coming off an injury.
Right.
The Clay I seen last year, I don't see 20 points.
Yeah, and he's feeling. I'm watching him on the bench. He's feeling his knee, so he's feeling something. Something is
like it's catching up to him a little bit. To be honest with you,
but again, I
we're putting Paul George on
like
Clay
the Warriors are going to be hard.
Thompson. There's no more Clay Thompson.
What happened?
This Clay Thompson that's right now. If I'm putting Paul George that's right now on him, there's no Clay Thompson no more. It's curtains. He's done.
I agree. But again, if Paul George is watching Clay and Kyrie, then you're saying that you feel like this guy is going to outscore Curry because they're gonna. That's where it's going to have to come with, right?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you why I didn't pick the Warriors again. I think Wiggins got his money. Wiggins played a hell of a finals and a hell of a playoff run.
Hell of a finals.
The first time he's done it.
Yeah.
Is he gonna have that same hunger coming off a contract again? I don't know.
But if you look at,
I think with that team, he's gonna know he has to though.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
He averaged 17 though. Do you think he's not going to average 17 again?
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about the way he played in the finals.
I feel like in the finals, Poole didn't play great, and I feel like Poole is going to turn a corner. You know what I mean? And I feel like again, I picked Wiseman for the best, most improved. In preseason, if he stays healthy, he's nice. He's nicer than people think. You know, I don't know how fast he is. I don't know how durable he is. But fundamentally, that dude can
a lot of shots on that team. Enough shots to give him the most improved player. Wiseman, I'm talking about.
If he averages 15, he's most improved, dude.
I don't see him
15 and 8. He's most improved.
On that team because there's so many people that's going to spread the ball, and they're so like guard-oriented type of team. I don't see him getting a consistent 15 all year. I just don't see it from him.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that too.
I can see him score. You know why I can see it? Because they have people on that team. Curry doesn't need a lot of shots to score, right? So, and that's what people don't realize. He doesn't need a lot of shots.
Plays with Poole. Wiseman ain't shooting that ball. Poole's a gun.
Right, but you factor Draymond in there, who doesn't want to shoot.
He's not.
Who do you think is going to get those shots?
Huh?
Draymond don't want to shoot, right? Who you think going to get those shots?
I mean, you got to think. Curry's going to shoot at least 18 times a night.
You got Curry, you got Clay putting up 12 shots. Wiggins got to get his shots up. Poole's going to get his shots one way or the other. Moody is
Draymond is going to shoot 5 shots a night at least.
Moody's a bit of a gun as well. Then you got the other young boy. I can't think of his name right now. What's the other?
Kaminga.
Kaminga's going to get his. I don't see enough shots for him to average 15 for Wiseman.
And the reason why I do see it is because he's going to start. If he starts, they're going to feature him in the first quarter, right? They're going to feature him enough in the first quarter where he's going to get, let's say, 10 points, 8 points in the first quarter. And then he's going to pick up the rest off of putbacks, off of things like that. I can see him going.
You're not going to start Wiseman over. Huh? I don't see them starting Wiseman over Looney this year.
They're going to start him. If he plays the way he played this preseason, they're going to start him. Because Moody, again, the same thing I say about Strauss is what I say about
Looney.
Right. Is that he's going to give you the same thing off the bench, right? As opposed to Wiseman. Wiseman is going to play better starting. He already showed that.
We're going to see what the games. It's the game tonight, so we'll see the starting line.
Right.
That's an easy fix. We'll just see who starts. Like go from there.
I think it's going to be Looney tonight.
Two starting lineups where Hero start and Wiseman start. I want y'all to make sure y'all mark down on your books that Luke is a genius. You know, he went into the wrong field. He should have been a GM. You know, just put that down somewhere. Mike already know. He already know on the low, you know.
We'll see. Like
We'll
I said,
see.
we can play this back. I even threw curveballs, and we'll still play this back and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that at the end of the year about the curveballs when I'm clearly the winner. I don't want to hear y'all, oh, you know, I was picking out the box. Again, you know, that's not what winners do.
Well, all right, my people. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 14 of the Trippin-N-The podcast. I'm your host, Dice. Of course, with my co-host, Mike, and our special guest, Neek. We're out till next time.
All right. Keep doing what y'all doing.
All right.
All right.